but you got this nigga at home, and this best friend would expose this to the internet. But not only would she expose this to the internet, she would text this nigga phone and then post the messages online.
Watch who you call your homies. Watch who you call your homies. Hey, how you guys doing? Today we'll be reacting to how Ice Spice lost 83% of our audience. Video by Get Like Prince. Alright, let's see what he has to say. Let's check.
Spice done lost 83% of her audience in the past year, and I mean, we can look at the numbers. Her last project did 28K first week. She turns around, drops a deluxe, and that did 4,800 first week. Not to mention all the
I didn't even know. I don't think I heard a single marketing about her dropping the deluxe. Her team isn't doing the best job, but it also shows that like she is falling off.
other controversy she done been into. One point, she getting booed off stage, and this wasn't like a long time ago. This was the beginning of this year. We seen Ice Spice get booed off stage. She come out, she do a little bad performance. People wasn't having it. Ice Spice really is one of the most interesting characters in hip hop. We done seen her in so many different problems and issues with different people over the years, whether it was her little situation with Drake or getting full-on exposed by a quote-unquote former friend of hers.
Alright, part one, Ice Spice.
With Ice Spice, we have one of the fastest rises in rap in modern day hip hop. But was the longevity there? That's a question we kind of seen getting answered with time, from the sales decreasing to
I mean, from the way she hit the hip hop industry, the way she got into the hip hop industry, it was like, we didn't really know too much of her. It was one hit song, and she basically couldn't keep up with you know, she couldn't keep up with the fame that she got from that one song. And after that, people found out she isn't as, what's the word I should say? She isn't as good as the hit song, or she couldn't do more than the hit song. She like a one-trick pony, unfortunately.
the internet just being mad at her. I mean, this something we done seen happen time and time again. Prime example, back in 2022, early show, she getting backlash. She would come out, she would do this show, and people wasn't messing with it. So many people wasn't messing with it that XXL would write a whole article just talking about this performance and the backlash she got. They would say this: Ice Spice is arguably one of the hottest newcomers in the rap game, but her less than stellar performance at 2022 Rolling Loud New York has garnered mixed reactions from fans. Rest in peace, Rolling Loud New York. you are missed. On Friday, September 23rd, Ice Spice made a surprise cameo appearance during Fabio Foreign's set at the Rolling Loud 22 New York. The 22-year-old rap newbie performed her viral track Munch to the crowd's delight. However, some people on social media were highly critical of Ice Spice's lackluster performance, and it was a big conversation at this time about Ice Spice and her whole career. But like I said, Ice Spice's career been full of controversy and antics, and the antics surrounding Ice Spice has been real bad. Been there really since her time early into the music space. Ice Spice's whole brand was built around antics. You think of 6ix9ine, what was his antic? Oh man, nigga, I beef with everybody. I'ma say what I want, I don't care. Ice Spice's antic was shaking ass, and people loved her whole image being this sex appeal thing.
I feel like people liked Ice Spice for the sex appeal thing more than her actual music. That was probably what got her. There was always this case of Ice Spice or I gotta cut this part off. There was always a case of, oh, do you like Ice Spice? How do you feel about Ice Spice? And most guys always found Ice Spice and a very attractive woman. She is very attractive. But music wise, it's if we covered her with a bag, covered the whole, I don't think most people would listen to her song. I feel like guys or gooners basically kept on listening and streaming the music videos and the videos and the songs basically to make it seem like she was getting numbers.
It also came with its bad periods. So at the same time, we seeing all this talk about Ice Spice not necessarily being about the music, but more her as a personality. Problems would start the show. Y'all know we in this fast food era of music. There's really no going around it. I could make a whole video talking about the type of music era we in right now. And a lot of this modern day music ain't really bad, just a good bit of it lacks substance. But this is a conversation you done probably heard play over and over again throughout the years, and it also has something to do with how accessible music has become. Back in the day, niggas gotta go through hoops to, get in the studio. If you broke, you wasn't able to really record no music. You can't afford the studio. But now, nigga, you can make a hit song on your phone. You make a hit song, post it on TikTok, you going viral. You got you a hit song on the way. And that factor alone, it came with its pros and cons. On one,
Obviously, it's easier to get a hit song now because of social media, which Ice Spice kind of fell for that social media hype too. TikTok was probably where she blew off like crazy.
hand, a lot more people are able to do what they love. A lot more people is
Yeah,
out here
exactly.
actually being able to make music and gain attention from it. But at that same time, with it being so accessible, a lot of people don't be giving a fuck. They're like, man, nigga, I
Mm-hmm.
can make this shit for
Mm-hmm.
free. It's gonna take me 20 minutes. So I'm gonna get
Mm-hmm.
on here, I'm gonna say what I want on this nice beat. Most of the time, a lot of these producers do be caring, if we gonna be honest, but that's probably how niggas was feeling. And Ice Spice kind of fell into that trap. The overall landscape of her career was, I look good, and I make this real mediocre lullaby type music. And so
Yeah.
not only was she not talking about anything, not only was the music not really there, it was kind of a recipe for disaster. Well, not kind of, it was a recipe for disaster. She became more known as a personality than this rapper. And time again, we done seen that play out real bad. But throughout the time of her being in all of these antics, of course, someone else would come into the picture at one point. I mean, it kind of set a pattern for these strange problems in the future. So Ice Spice, see in the industry, she looked good. Of course, rappers gonna start gravitating toward Ice Spice. One of these rappers so happened to be Lil TJ. And at one point, they had that little thing going on. I don't know if they was dating. I don't know if they were just, getting it in. I don't know what they had going on, but they had something. And it was a conversation. And people were paying attention to it. And they was working together. Meaning at one point, they shooting music videos, they doing songs, and just so happens that Lil TJ pulling up to one of him and Ice Spice music video shoots, the man got arrested. Article right this, NYPD arrested Lil TJ in the Bronx, and now the rapper is in police custody for an alleged weapons violation. Law enforcement sources tell
What's with rappers and getting arrested when they're doing stuff with another female rapper? Like first we have Megan, now we have Ice Spice. I mean, of course, Megan's case is way different, but it's kind of ironic, it happened twice. What a coincidence. But anyhow,
TMZ that TJ was arrested following a traffic stop in the Bronx on his way to film with Ice Spice. We told officers found a handgun in the vehicle, so they arrested him. But that wasn't the end of TJ problems with Ice Spice. Well, that wasn't necessarily a problem with Ice Spice. It just had something to do with her. But what a
yeah.
problem with TJ and Ice Spice will come up was, remember how I said Ice Spice quote unquote friend was exposing her? Well, TJ got brought up during this time period. So in this part of the story, there was 3 people involved. It was Cleo Trapper, Baby Storm, and Ice Spice. Now, Baby Storm and Ice Spice had been quote-unquote best friends for a long time. They were, real close. Right along the time period where Cleo Trapper was going in on Ice Spice, we would have Baby Storm really adding on top of everything else. Basically, she was accusing Ice Spice of dating TJ. She was like, nigga, you was dating TJ, but at the same time, you was dating Riot, who is one of, if not the most important part of Ice Spice's career. If Riot wasn't here, Ice Spice wouldn't be here. That nigga was the producer that made everything for her, basically. So his friend is like, you was dating Riot, but you over here messing around with Lil TJ. You doing this with TJ, but you got this nigga at home. And this best friend would expose this to the internet. But not only would she expose this to the internet, she would text this nigga phone and then post the messages online.
Watch who you call your homies. Watch who you call your homies.
She would text Riot and say,
okay, he's gonna read it.
Ice Spice cheated on you with TJ in 2022 and lied to your face about it. Then she had the audacity to sing about it on Gangsta Boo, the song that you produced. Go ask her about it. She was in love with him for almost a year. I'm sorry. It happened the night she slept in TJ's bed while you were in the house. Now, wait. I don't think, bro, there's no way these two could have actually been dating, because what do you mean? This nigga Riot was at the house with Ice Spice and TJ. And he let Ice Spice go and sleep in the bed with another nigga. And then he let her diss him on his own beat. There's no way that's actually what went down. And if that's really what happened, that
sounds like something was planned. Sounds like something was not done, naturally. It sounds like it was scripted, but okay, let's keep going.
Riot nigga got some problems. Because what you mean? She slept in the bed with this nigga while you was there and that's your girl. That's a whole nother conversation.
Clean.
So now that we on the topic of this friend, after she would fall out with Ice Spice, this friend would describe and explain herself as to why she fell out with Ice Spice and why she's exposing her. She was saying that Ice Spice was real entitled, and the whole time that these two were on tour together, well, when she was with Ice Spice on tour, she was getting mistreated. She was getting treated
Okay.
bad.
All
Ice
right.
Spice was, the vibe
All
will
right.
write this. Ice Spice and her friend Cleo Trapper shared their disdain toward one another on social media, both accusing the other unsavory behavior. The back and forth started when Cleo Trapper detailed her experience on the Y2K tour on TikTok. In multiple videos, she described Ice Spice as calculated and said she was only invited to this tour to clean up Ice Spice's image after her text messages disparaging Nicki Minaj was leaked. Cleopatra would say,
I remember the whole Nicki Minaj gist. That was something.
because we never chilled on like some chill stuff. It was always in the blogs the next day and the song dropping. You actually have one time to show me that you jealous, intimidated, untrustworthy, fake, disloyal, a whole bunch of other words. And Cleo Trapper claims she was only given a day to prepare for the tour, but was not included in the official tour promo. And she felt she was mistreated by Ice Spice. Her allegations also include being forced to change in bathrooms, coming out of pocket for hotel rooms, and not being paid.
Her soul it doesn't belong to the person above. Some people are lucky, and we're gonna call it luck. We're not gonna call it her being blessed, because I don't think the Lord will bless somebody like her. What's up, y'all? It's your girl Cleo. So y'all know me. I've always been vocal about everything, about literally everything. Nobody can shut me up. Nobody can silence me. Like, was you silent or was you silent? Okay, and nobody's gonna do that to me. This video isn't to bash anyone. This is for me to speak on my experience and what I went through.
This is why, as generally as a person, you just want to be kind and caring and just be human to other people. You never know who's going to come here in the internet and tell your story of how you maltreated them and how that can make your fans maltreat you. It's just crazy that like she's saying this. I don't know of course it's like whether it's true or not, it's difficult, but why would somebody make a video out of hate or spite just to prove that they can actually do that? Seems like she actually doesn't. I don't think she'll be lying about this kind of thing. So, you know, let's see what she says.
And I want my fans to learn from this. My fans, my followers, my supporters, my future fans, followers, supporters. You don't even have to like me. I want y'all to literally take this situation that I'm about to break down to y'all
All right.
and be inspired by it. And understand that no matter what the opportunity is, nobody should make you feel less than or make you feel like shit because they gave you an opportunity. It does not matter. It does not give a door, an open way for somebody to try to humiliate you or try to make you feel less than. And as a black
Facts, facts, facts. What she's saying, all completely right. Let's see what else she has to say.
woman, a confident one who knows exactly who she is and exactly what she wants in this world, people are so intimidated by it. And it's either you're intimidated and scared of it, or you love it and you just love it. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, I was around somebody who was clearly intimidated by me, like, and just who I am as a person. So the ending of July, I get
Is she saying Ice Spice was intimidated by her? Why is she saying that though? Why is she saying
a
that
call
though?
from Ice very early in the morning.
All right.
Cleo, come on tour with me. I miss you. Come. And I'm just like, girl, I'm not about to come on tour with you and watch you perform all month. Like, I got a nigga. I got stuff that I could be doing. I could be getting money. I have opportunities in New York. I have brand deals. I have things that I need to focus on. So for me to travel all over the United States with you to watch you perform kind of crazy. She's like, no, I want you to perform. And I gagged. You want me to perform? She ain't never.
Okay. Give me one sec. I sincerely didn't know. Oh man, she's actually a music. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. It's making more sense now. It's making more sense now. Um, hmm, this is awkward. I didn't know she was actually like famous like that, right? So
Ever brought me out on stage. I was like, oh, wait. Okay. Like, I guess this girl, in my head, this is what I'm thinking. I'm like, I guess she's really trying to make up for that fake shit that got exposed like a month ago. Like, she's really trying to, like, be a actual friend because that shit was weird as fuck. And I checked her about that shit, and even for her to apologize was like pulling teeth. Like, girl, you got caught calling your friend jealous for no fucking reason. And her excuse was that I didn't speak up when I was asked if she was Nigerian. Like, girl, I met you
Nigerian. Okay.
a month before that video. I didn't even know you was Nigerian.
So she doing all this, exposing it, and she would go on and on dragging Ice Spice. And around the same time, Baby Storm would get on Twitter and say
Scary makeup. Wow. Scary.
this. The only reason I'm saying this now is because I thought Ice Spice was a real friend. I've known her since we were 13. We went to the same grade school and high school together. She was my high school bully, but I forgave her because she apologized
High school bully is crazy. Well, okay, you forgave her. Let's
for
move on.
bullying me. She only tried to rekindle with me when I started doing music and got some motion. She used my connections and my resources to make her way to the top and pretended to be my friend. She
Wow.
forced everyone in her life to sign an NDA, including me, but the only person I'm signed to is God, so I will speak the truth. She was saying Ice
Amen.
Spice did everything in her power to make sure my career would never take off. She did everything you could possibly think of and more, but I'm not afraid of her anymore. This is the truth. But the thing about this friend, the internet kind of felt like she was crazy because before the whole Ice Spice exposing situation, she would be online making weird ass TikToks. I mean, just listen.
Donald Trump is going to be assassinated this year before the upcoming 2024 election. His death is what
Hold
this
up.
year.
Hold up. Let's see what she said.
I mean, just listen.
Donald Trump is going to be assassinated this year
Oh. Wow.
before the upcoming 2024 election. His death is what is ultimately going to cause a civil war in the United States. If you want to know what the Civil War will look like, go to any movie theater and just watch the movie Civil War. That is exactly what will happen in the United States. It is not just a movie, that will happen exactly how you see it in the movie theaters.
And I'm not gonna lie, she was low-key shit posting, like crazy posting, just yapping. She really wasn't wrong about that assassination thing. Because keep in mind, nigga, this TikTok was posted before July of 2024. And you know what
And I remember, yeah, we all remember what happened to Donald Trump that day.
happened in that month? That failed attempt against Trump.
Yeah.
But this wasn't like a one-time thing with her. A lot of her posts was her, talking like this. And so when people dug into her TikToks and dug into the things she said, a lot of what she said, or a lot of what people heard from her would go in one ear and out the other. But back to Riot. Now, Riot was the main component of Ice Spice's career, a producer
Okay.
who was with her from the beginning. This man done basically produced every single big song you ever heard from Ice Spice. Every hit, he had a part. He writing, he doing the beat, he doing.
So, the beats in most of her songs are pretty decent, I would say we had lyrically, she's not the best. She doesn't usually say some kind of whacked up stuff, probably about poop or something like that. But lyrically, she's not the best. But his beats are not bad.
Doing this, they working together. They actually said we'll write this on Riot. Riot USA has reached the A-list beatmaker status in 2023. As the mastermind from a vast majority of songs from Ice Spice in April, Riot and Ice Spice song cracked the top 5 on Billboard Hot 100s for the first time with Princess Diana, along with Nicki Minaj debuting at number 4 after landing a global publishing deal with Warner Chappell Music back in June. Riot done earned Producer of the Year from BMI R&B Hip Hop
I didn't even know he got Pop Producer of the Year 2023. Okay.
Awards over the summer. Now, Riot USA closes out his breakthrough year with hopes of taking home a Grammy for Best Rap Song in 2024 with Ice Spice and Nicki Minaj, Barbie song. So he came up with Ice Spice. Then the whole Lil TJ situation happened.
It's crazy. Nicki Minaj and Ice Spice have 2 songs and they had that beef. It's kind of like you think it would be closer than that.
And there wasn't like a true public fallout between the two, but Riot really used that momentum he got from being with Ice Spice and working with Ice Spice to kind of trying to create his own rap career. Just the other day, he on stream with Platboy Max rapping. He wasn't making beats. He was rapping, but he's still locked in. I mean, this nigga, not only was he on streaming Playboy Max, not only has he been making this music, this nigga was giving beats to speed out of everybody. But past that Riot situation, the beef with Ice Spice's friend, like, wasn't the only big beef she was gonna face. Another one was her and Lotto.
Lotto.
Now,
Okay.
these two would be on a borderline war with their fan bases. So Lotto and Nicki, they beefing, right? If you watch my feedback on Nicki, she doesn't beef with everybody. So Lotto and Nicki got their problem. And for a long period of time, Ice Spice and Nicki was always together. They had the Barbie song together. They pushing each other music. You see them together a lot. And Lotto beefing with Nicki had to create some tension with her and Ice Spice. And slowly, with time, this beef started brewing. It started cooking up. And people were speculating on if Ice.
What is funny about beef too is it does two things. One, it supports both artists, if especially like the neck and neck. But then you can also like greatly affect another one if someone says something or does something to outshine them, right? Most times, if my career isn't stable, right? If I was a rapper and my career wasn't stable, I would avoid beefs. You know, if your career is pretty strong, go for it. But I would avoid beefs.
Spice was dropping a line on Lotto, or if Lotto was dropping a line on Ice Spice. It was a lot going on, and people was wondering if this was gonna be a full-on rap war between these two female artists, or was it just gonna stay on social media? Was it just gonna be a couple shots, you know, talking a little bit of shit?
Okay, yeah, Lotto also posted this picture. You can see Ice Spice, like, you know, she's like sitting right by the Ice Spice thing. Is this ain't this Ruby Rose? So I think her thing is like, oh no, I wasn't dissing anyone. It's like, yo, she's trying to say if the shoe fits, wear it. But you could tell she's trying to antagonize Ice Spice. Like, you have her in the back of your snippet. You're taking a picture by her face when there's a bunch of women faces there, right? You're trying to make sure people know it's Ice Spice.
Being in the back in that video, was that direct hit?
Yeah, you came right to it. I did not do that on purpose.
Right. Okay.
But like.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like.
And she took it like you did it on purpose.
Okay, well then let's do it then. Like, it wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like that. I swear to God, like, it wasn't like that. Mind you, I'm in Houston having a bar.
Come on. You can't tell me an Instagram post, especially like when you're a famous person, you can't tell me you don't know what you're doing when you have pictures like that.
Leaving the club drunk as fuck. I'm like, let me make a little TikTok to this song I like.
She goes on live to explain it a little bit more.
Let me tell you something. I did the interview solely for the purpose so I didn't have to like do shit like this, get on live, get on Twitter, and I'm just recording a TikTok. Shit don't be that deep. And on my mother, if I did see that video behind me, I still would have proceeded. Y'all need to stop this. Oh, she's lying. She's her hand. The rose in her hand.
I think you could out-rap Ice Spice. I think Ice Spice is not here to rap battle. I think she knows how to maneuver this industry, and she realizes one important thing: it's about likability, not talent these days. So
is it?
You know,
talent's still there though.
You know why? By the way, to me, Meg lost the battle, but she lost the battle and won the PR war. Nicki came off so nasty, so ugly. It came off, oh, I'm going at your dead mother. Like, by the way, that's all part of rap beef. So I'm not like over here like, oh my God, you should have did that.
A lot of people was like, nah, because they was feeling like Ice Spice was gonna get washed. And I mean, y'all done heard Ice Spice music. Y'all know how she rap. Y'all know what she raps about. And
we all know, unfortunately. We all know.
You compare her music to Lotto, like, a lot of people don't be giving Lotto credit, but her ass can really rap. She can.
Facts. I don't listen to a lot of her songs, but facts.
Really bring substance if she want to. So comparing these two and actually putting them in a rap battle against each other where they dropping diss songs is kind of not fair. And we kind of seen the future and knew who would win this battle if they were to drop. If they were to get to dissing each other. And at one point, Lotto got questioned exactly on this topic. She beefed with Ice Spice. People get to question her. She kind of said what I said. This rap battle wouldn't be fair. Ice Spice wouldn't even wrote that. This was Billboard wrote. Lotto said, if I was to do a battle, it would have to be with somebody I'm gonna go tit for tat with. I really don't mean to throw shade, but why would she even want to do that? The Billboard were right. Between Megan Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj, January back and forth, Quavo and Chris Brown beef, and of course the culture shifting Kendrick Drake beef, rap battles have been a big phenomenon across hip-hop this year. But Lotto
Yep.
and Ice Spice have been primarily concerned with sending subliminals to one another. Lotto would say, I feel like she's doing it in her lane. It's two different types of vibes. I don't even think she gives me the, oh, I want to engage in the actual rap beef. Everyone gonna take their little jazz in the music, and it's not even that serious to me. I feel like you should.
I don't know. I obviously we listen to the if you listen to what Ice Spice sing, I don't think she's ever done the whole let me call out somebody, let me say something offensive. So she's right about like she doesn't give up the vibe that she wants to be in a rap beef.
Do that. But as far as actual whole diss records to each other, I don't even think she will want to do that. I feel like, would it even make sense?
Thank you.
But 2024 was not only filled with her getting exposed by her friend, beefing with Lotto, beefing with whoever, it would also be a big situation with her and Central C. Her, Central C,
Central C.
girlfriend, the three main players in this story. And like with Lil TJ, there was a period of time where we seeing Central C and Ice Spice getting pushed together all the time.
And we thought, you know,
relationship? Who knows?
we thought something was going on.
Ice Spice, Central C getting pushed together a lot. You seeing them always. People speculating, are y'all together? And let me know if you want a vid on him. I've been thinking about, you know, making a vid on Central C, especially with all the stuff that he done got into. And, you know, he kind of got them gang times out in the UK, and that could make a good video. But they messing around in their relationship, having all this build up, and then it led into Central C's girlfriend, ex-girlfriend at the time. They was getting into it. She seen all the weird stuff going on with Ice Spice and Central C, and then she would get on TikTok explaining her side of the situation, explain the situation, and this went viral.
This is why I keep saying it again. As a dude, you gotta watch the kind of girls you're dating. Hope your girl is not the kind of girl that goes straight to TikTok to announce or say what. She should be quiet and talk to you first. You should also be quiet and talk to her first before you say or do anything on social media.
Obviously not. You told me to stand up, so I'm standing up. Let me tell you how I did not know that any of this was gonna fucking happen. Let me take you guys back a couple months. I'm laid up in bed with Pookie, and he comes to me, and he's like, I have a new song to show, and I'm like, yes, serenade me. I'm like ready to hear some poetry.
All right.
Then he plays me his verse. I'm like, what the fuck? Not only did you just snitch on yourself that you're cheating, but you just told me exactly how. Give me your fucking phone.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You're telling me ZK Trappy69 with the wet emoji is not your childhood friend? He tells me it's just marketing and I know how the internet works, so I just forget about it. A while later, he tells me that he wants to hire an influencer to do like a lip-syncing video to one of his older songs, and I'm like, okay, makes sense. Then he's like, I'm gonna send her a car because she asked for one. I was like, okay, makes sense. He didn't tell me he was sending her his personal car to start a dating rumor with her. I was with you guys, knees deep in that comment section, asking if we were...
But all of these different situations and
Okay. But he did mention it to her. He did actually say it. He didn't just ask the right questions, right?
everything else led her up to one moment, led Ice Spice up to the moment of her debut album. When people, you know, came across the idea that Ice Spice might be dropping an actual album, people questioned it because that music is real fast food. Like would a person really want to sit and listen to a full Ice Spice album? That was a question that was brewing online, and that was a question that we would see answered when time came for this album to drop. So honestly, leading up to this project, people wasn't really expecting this good album. They wasn't expecting nothing crazy. They was expecting 20 songs of Ice Spice. This album came out and it flopped, and it did 28K for an artist her size that had, what, 45, probably 50 million monthly listeners at that time. That sparked up a whole conversation surrounding Ice Spice. And so now everybody, you
Album failed, album flopped, unfortunately.
know, talking about Ice Spice, oh, did she fall off, or is she trash, blah, blah, blah. When all this backlash would come out, she would kind of respond really not caring. Well, I'm not going to say not caring, but her perspective,
how can she not care?
At the situation,
it's important to her.
Really in the right place. Because it wasn't like, oh, fuck y'all, my album did bad, but I don't care. She was just on some, you know, this project did better than my last one. They said we're right. On Monday,
Wow, you see what this
Ice Spice sales came out, and it sold 28,000 copies first week. After the news surfaced online, Ice Spice typed up a response regarding her latest accomplishment. Although the multi-platinum artist expressed her gratitude about her album sales, she seemed more psyched about what she experienced during her tour. Ice Spice would say, my last project, Light, did 15K, so thank you to everyone who supported me then, and thank you to all the new supporters. Y2K World Tour has been fun, and these numbers are cool and all, but you should have seen that crowd I had last night.
Okay. W response, I guess.
This a month after this, she would come out and she would drop a deluxe. Problem with that deluxe was it did 4,800 copies first week. For an artist her size, you could ask anybody if they know Ice Spice.
Like that.
And they would say, you can go ask your damn grandma. You know who Ice Spice is? She's going to say yes. So Ice Spice
is actually famous.
Brand has reach all over the world. But when it comes to the actual music, that's not
music
it,
is not good.
At the same time, she dropping this project, there's
I feel like she's usually good with certain artists, not by herself, right? She has to sing with somebody, not stand by her own.
around the time she got booed off stage, and that caused its own controversy. And really, throughout 2025, we haven't got a lot from Ice Spice. We got a little single from her in June, but it was more of a feature. It was a remix. But other than that, she hasn't dropped no album. She hasn't really been in no crazy big situations.
What do you guys want? She has to look at her numbers, right?
Or doing that. And what's next for Ice Spice is a very hard question to answer because we done seen such a big drop off already. And unless she has like an entire sound change, I don't know if Ice Spice announcing a new project or dropping new singles is gonna bring actual attention. I feel like Ice Spice might just become like a really big personality. Like, something telling me a year from now, she gonna be YouTuber. She gonna be streaming and shit. But what do y'all think about Ice Spice? Do y'all really enjoy her music, or do y'all feel like, oh, she's more of a personality?
She's obviously more of a personality, if you ask me. That's my own opinion. But anyways, guess that's the end of the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you would like me to react to. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care.